Good afternoon. I guess we're going to keep this consistent. 4:30 p.m. Pacific time seems to be my time now. In case you haven't seen my broadcast before, I should probably introduce myself first and let you know my name is Barry Selby. I am a passionate champion for the divine feminine, as well as being a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship attraction expert. Helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. And in particular, these talks are aimed at those particular people. If you're one of those, this is perfect for you. Although oftentimes they spill over into other people, other demographics, put it that way. So, these talks that I'm talking about are called Messages to the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. This is number 305 in an ongoing series of talks, basically daily talks for the last 300 or so. So a lot of stuff's come up, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about because relationships are a very rich area to talk about, and lots of keys and tips to share. So, today's topic, number 305, is: are you still invested in your past baggage, or are you still enjoying or living with your past baggage? So this one's going to be provocative. I should say, that's the best way of putting it. So, let me just say what I mean by baggage first, then I'll give you some context of why I'm using this conversation. Baggage is that stuff that happened in your past. That's the simplest way of putting it. Usually it's not the ideal stuff. It's stuff that you hang on to, which is not pretty and not happy. But for some reason, like a dog with a bone, well, it's probably too strict. No, it's not a good analogy. Something else is better than that. It's like, okay, this is the analogy that came up. It's like when you walk out of the restroom and there's toilet paper stuck to your shoe. Only you know it's there and you won't get rid of it. That's how the baggage is like. That's what the energy of the baggage is like. Yeah, I know you know what that experience is like. It's like, oh crap. No pun intended. But that's the thing, is that as we go through life, we tend to accumulate baggage. It's part of the journey of being human in some ways. The question, well, let me back up a second before I get to the question. I'll get to the question in a minute. Hold tight. So, the baggage we accumulate over life comes from experiences. Usually they're traumatic or upsetting or negative experiences from past intimate experiences. So relationships primarily the focus comes from. I mean, there are baggage generated from bad business experiences or from other financial challenges, but the truth is 90% of the baggage we carry is from interpersonal relationships, because that's where we get the most emotional exposure, vulnerability, and wounding. There was something else between me and the point, the question I was going to ask. There's something else in there. So, well, let me play and see where it goes. I'm sure you're bearing with me as I do this. That baggage. Yes, okay, I'm just getting the sequence in my head of what I'm talking about. So first of all, here's some of the reasons why it is that you may be attached to or invested in or holding on to your past baggage. And it's going to sound silly, but it's going to make a lot of sense in a moment. The reason you hold on to it is because it's familiar and it's comfortable. As painful as it may be, you've become comfortable with it. And to be really truthful about this, and I had this with several people I know and friends of mine that I have concern about, is you, maybe same as them, is you identify yourself based upon your baggage. Yes, your perspective or your perception of yourself, you look in the mirror as you see yourself with the baggage you've been carrying around for the last 20, 30, 40 years, and using that to identify yourself. Even though it is going to limit you in your dating choices, it's going to be painful to drag around, like carrying extra weight that isn't helping you. And it's a burden that you don't need to carry. So why would you do it? Well, I said why you do it mechanically. Why would you do it emotionally? Why are you attached to it? So, one reason, I believe, that most people carry in this baggage, besides the fact it's comfortable and familiar and you identify yourself as it, because that's the explanation of the mechanics, but the reason why so many people carry in the baggage with them is because they don't believe they can have something separate from it. There's a programming in there that somehow, because of a mistake they've made, because of a I was going to say mistake again, but there's some other word I'm looking for that fits in the same paradigm. Basically, they've screwed up before, and because of that screw up, there's a sense of guilt, and so the baggage that has been shown up because of it gets carried around as the burden to carry, kind of like their it's almost like doing your Hail Marys. It's a sense, and I'm not a Catholic, so I may be throwing this out the totally left field and making it not right, but it's the sense of what you do is carrying around this burden of baggage because somehow you feel like you deserve it, even though you don't, which is clear. So this baggage that you're carrying around is absolutely unnecessary. It's used as a means to identify yourself, and it's not an attractive appearance to have it there. So there's an insanity here. I mean, why would you do this? Unless somehow you believe you're not worthy of having what you really want. And that, my friend, is a lie. Make sure you get that point. To believe you can't have what you deserve is a lie. And if you're not holding a high enough value of what you deserve, that's also a lie. Your choices are up to you to make up. The choices you make are not based upon anything else outside of you. It's all internal. So if you're limiting your choices based upon some baggage you're still carrying around from the past, that is not serving you or anybody else. In fact, you're going to settle for less than you deserve. You'll choose partnerships that don't support you in being who you really are. And I've had that experience recently where I was... am I going that road? I can still go down that road since I'm talking about it. Being put on these blind dates, and I've been really starting to question value, or should I say question and decide, what do I really deserve? I really got clear in these 2 dates I was on that were blind dates through this matchmaking service that I'm having issues with. Because, yeah, I'm right, I'm not going to get into that. Not going to get into that, let's stay on the track. That this experience I had was clearly, for me, a reflection of myself. It's like, if I said yes to this, what would I say no to myself? I was being that cold about it and that callous, but in a way, but also really voting for my own victory, as it were. There's a teacher I know that has this languaging about how are you willing to vote for your own victory? And I love that phrasing because it implies that for many of us, we don't. And if you're carrying this baggage and you're using the baggage as your introduction to the world, it's your preferred business card in relationship, then you're absolutely not voting for your own victory. I think by now you get the point of what I'm talking about here, about how this baggage you're still invested in, whether it's out of guilt, shame, judgment, blame, any of that stuff, does not serve you or anybody else, and until you release it, you're not going to get what you really want in a relationship. Period. We should say, you're not going to get what you really deserve in a relationship. You may get what you think you want, but it's going to be matching the whole paradigm, which you don't think you want. So, 2 things. One of which is the how. Actually, there's 2 parts to the how, as in how to change it, how to shift it, how to resolve it. The first part is, well, let's break the first part into a few parts. It's like part 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So, first thing is, you've got to be willing to, first of all, acknowledge the fact this is what's going on. First, being aware is the biggest step towards healing transformation. Because if you're not even aware of it, it ain't going to change. So being aware of the fact you're carrying this baggage around, being aware of the fact that you're carrying this limited perspective around, then you're in this willingness to go, okay, so I'm doing that. Now the question is, do I still want to keep doing it? Once you have the question inside of choosing differently, you can actually now step to a place of freedom because, well, I may be jumping ahead. Freedom's over here. We've got a few things in between those 2. So first of all, becoming aware of the fact you're carrying the baggage around. Now, in fact, you're questioning why you're still carrying it, then it's going to hopefully bring up the reasons why you're carrying it. And once you get to the question, once you get to the answers of why it is you're carrying this baggage around, what the beliefs, judgments, rules, and agreements you've made inside as to why you're still carrying the baggage can be changed. Because again, it's all in there, it's not out there. So your choices about what you really want in a relationship, in love, in life, aren't based upon any circumstances out there. It's all up to your own choice internally. It's your power, your freedom, your opportunity. So then, when you get to the point where you can start releasing it, and there's a lot of techniques and tools to do that, and I'll talk about that in a moment, you can then choose from a higher place. Well, sorry, let's flip it this way. You can choose from a higher place. You can put my visuals on the screen the right way around. And that's going to basically give you a new perspective. Because carrying on, you should say, investing or holding on to your old baggage is going to ruin... Is that a stronger word? No, that's a good word. Ruin your future relationship choices. Period. It's that simple. So that's the how. The second part of the how is how do you do the pieces that get you from awareness that you've got stuff you want to work with to resolution stuff you're working with to get rid of, the baggage, the crap, the limitations. That's where I come in. Yes, I'm telling you about myself. As an example, because you can work with, I would recommend you work with somebody or some organization or some book, some teaching, some study to heal it, because if you don't, it won't change. The decision you made to be changed won't necessarily fix it without doing the work internally. Just checking inside that's aligned. Yes. So if you're looking to get the work done, here's what I'm suggesting you might want to do. Is have a conversation with me. Yes, me, this guy here, the person who's got the experience in this work for 30 years and has done 305 broadcasts so far. Check out what I'm about by just signing up for a discovery session, a complimentary, what I'm calling a complimentary clarity conversation, a free 30-minute conversation between you and me, where I can help you get some clarity and see what you're looking through the lens of inaccuracy, that crap-covered lens versus a rose-tinted spectacles, so you can see what's going on, and show you how you can get to where you want to go. Now, if you choose to work with me, that's another choice. That's not what I'm saying you have to do in this point. It's about simply sitting down, having a conversation with me over the phone or in person if you're local, even over Skype if you're out of the country, to really get you where you want to go. And frankly, because I went through this myself, I've got a lot of help over the years, and a lot of transformation, so I'm grateful for what I've learned, and I'm passing on that gift. That's why I do this work. If that's something you're looking for, you go to my website, and I can tell you right now, you can go sign up right away. You go to my website and click on the Let's Chat button. My website, by the way, in case you didn't know what it was, is barryselby.com. Ta-da! Same name as me. How amazing that is. If you go to the Let's Chat button, there's a place you can sign up for this free discovery session, this complimentary clarity conversation. You can do this other ways too. I'm just saying this is my broadcast. I'm talking about my work because that's why I'm doing this. I do have an online programs and a bunch of other stuff too. This broadcast, by the way, is one of a series. As I mentioned, it's number 305 in ongoing series of talks called Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. This one, as you may have guessed from this topic, is for everybody, not just for women, but it's definitely more women are involved in choosing to change this. Yeah, guys, we've got to catch up because the ladies are way ahead in this one. They're willing to do the work. That's a whole other talk, by the way. So if you want to watch my other broadcasts, they are on my business page on Facebook, which is barryselby.author, as well as on YouTube under my channel, which is Barry Selby, and the playlist is Messages from the Masculine, which also end up my website, again, back to barryselby.com. This name is very ubiquitous in this sense. And you click on the video blog to watch them. That's where you find the rest of them. And that is basically about it. So here's my homework for you, because I am giving homework every day now. It seems to come through, or for, or toward you. If you're someone who is considering this path, and you haven't yet chosen to sign up for a conversation with me, at least be willing to look at your baggage from the past and see where it's blocking you, because I guarantee you it is. And maybe you want to journal about it or write about it. If you want to find out more how to do the work, you know where to find me. I've just mentioned that to you. But seriously, take the action steps to change your history so you can change your future. Because your history is changeable in here. Out there it's already happened. In here you can change it. And that's one of the biggest surprises a lot of people discover by doing this work. Make the change, have what you want, and you'll love life even more. That's my suggestion to you. And with that, I thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments about this broadcast, please put them below. And if you want to share them with somebody else, feel free to share this out with them. Maybe it'll change their life. With that, thank you again. I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.